everyone. We are talking today about healthy snacks that can boost your kids' brain power. Okay, if you're a mom and you have kids, jump on here. Let's do this together. I'm going to give you guys a few minutes to pop on. Okay, so we are at home now more than ever with our kids, and snack time, I'm sure, is super popular. So we are talking about what we can feed our kids to boost their brain power during this time. And snacks are so important for kids, just as they are for adults. So more importantly for kids, because they have a very small stomach, and so they eat small meals and then get hungry more frequently. So we want to make sure as parents that we are giving them healthy snacks to boost their brain, to give them the nutrients they need to feel good. And it's so important that we know what to feed our kids. And it's a very common question I get here as a dietitian, like, what do I feed my kids? Well, whatever you feed yourself, you feed your kids. Sometimes, for example, as a toddler, it's just the way it's prepared, or sometimes you need to chop it or puree it for the little ones. So it's just all the same healthy foods. And we're going to be showing you some combinations today that will make it fun for your kids and make it a little easier for you at home. So one thing that you can do to get prepared with healthy snacks for your kids is to have a designated area in your refrigerator and your pantry that they can pull out and grab some healthy snacks. And then I always kept a bowl of fruit on the counter for my kids as well. So whatever's in sight, that's what they're gonna eat. And so that you wanna have a designated drawer in the refrigerator with cut up vegetables and cut up fruits, nuts, and then you wanna have some pantry supplies as well. And right now, while we're staying home during this pandemic, you might be using more canned goods versus fresh if you're not getting to the grocery store as often as we used to. And that's okay. We need to use our canned and frozen produce right now. You're gonna get the nutrition. It's just the nutrition in canned products has been shown that it's just a little bit less than your fresh and frozen. So it's not significant, nothing to worry about. We should be using those canned products. So when my kids were younger, I wanted to bring up this story because it's very relatable. When they were younger, they're teenagers now, but when I was teaching them about fruits and vegetables, I had to make it relatable. Kids need to relate to why they should be having something to eat, or why something is maybe better for their brain than other foods. And I talked about it as bugs. We all love bugs, and kids go crazy over bugs. So I talked about how fruits and vegetables gave us the bugs that we needed to grow and to feel good and to have that brain power and just to be in a good mood. So when we eat foods that have fiber, our fruits and our vegetables, they are feeding our good bugs, our microbiome in our gut and our GI tract, in our intestines. And so that was a way that I got out the anatomy book. We learned about the GI tract. We learned about what microbes looked like. We were just little scientists learning about these bugs. And of course they loved it. We're a house full of scientists. So they caught on, and so were your kids, because all kids love the garden and bugs and all that kind of stuff. So it's a good way to teach them and show them that, we're eating these foods so we can feel good and be energized and have the brain power to get through this schoolwork and grow and have energy for sports. So it's super important to include those fruits and vegetables at snack time. And so what I did today was I created this little array here for you, and this is basically a very old muffin tin that I use at home. And it's a fun way to show your kids snacks, to pull it out and say, let's go for it. These are our snacks today. So I always like to include fruits and vegetables, but with kids, they always have to have some of their favorite foods as well. So you can definitely throw those in. I did have some air pop popcorn, and I have some cheese sticks. Kids love those, mixed with some beef jerky, and then some pretzels. Pretzels go well with some raisins, which I didn't have, so you could throw in raisins in there. But let's go through these snacks. Also, one thing, kids love to dip. Okay, they're dippers. And dips are not all that bad. So we just gotta choose the right one. So I'm gonna show you a few here. So I have peanut butter in this one. So they can dip, I got an apple, handy apple right here. So cut it up an apple and they can dip this in their peanut butter or any other nut butter. Cashew butter, they can do an almond butter, a sunflower seed butter if they're allergic to nuts. So there's a lot of nut butters that they can choose. So you would cut up your fruit and they would dip it in the nut butter. So there, you always want to have some protein with this snack, so it's a little bit more filling for them. Otherwise, they're going to be wanting to snack all day and not get really filled from that snack. So there's protein here, a little bit of fat in there as well, and the fiber. The next dip I have here is just your regular Greek yogurt, not flavored at all. And what I mixed in it, you know how kids love ranch. So I mixed in everything but the bagel seasoning. So basically, it's just your salt and onion. This has some black pepper and sesame seed. It's delicious, and kids will like that. So that's a healthy option. Plus the Greek yogurt has a little bit of calcium and protein. And if your kid is lactose intolerant, you can definitely use a dairy-free yogurt for that as well. So let's go through our little snack mixture here. We got some boiled eggs, which I always kept ready to go in the refrigerator. Some protein, fat. I have black olives. So kids love things that can go on their fingers, right? So other things would be like little raspberries. So can you picture your kids, right? They're playing with their olives in their fingers. It's always so fun. So healthy fat right there, olives. Introducing them to the healthy foods at a very young age is very important. We got to set them up when they're young to have healthy habits. Here is a little section of your cashews. Heart healthy fats, fiber, protein, fat. So it could be any nuts that you have. Maybe you don't have cashews. I just had that one. So it could be peanuts, almonds, walnuts, pecans. Put that in a little dish. I have grapes, the next one. And this could be any fruit. I just happen to have grapes. So it could be your strawberries, any fruit that you like. In the center here, little crunchy air pop popcorn. And that I made with my air popper. And if you don't have an air popper, don't worry about that. All you do is take your organic kernels and you put them in the brown lunch sack that we use to take our lunch to school. And you put that in the microwave. I watch it. It's usually about 2.5 minutes. And that will pop up. And then you have your popcorn. Very high in fiber. The next one is just these cuties. High in vitamin C. Again, it could be oranges, whatever you have at home right now. But kids just seem to love cuties. The one under my cuties right here. I'm going to lift this up. Can see it a little bit better, is the dark chocolate almonds. This can be any dark chocolate nuts. It could also be your dark chocolate chips. You know, kids, you got to throw in that fun stuff again. So if they like chocolate, throw that in there. I have the pretzels on this one. I had stick pretzels, any pretzels, just some little carbohydrate. The next one is high in fiber, vitamin A, are carrots. These are all for dipping here. These cucumber slices, I just took a cucumber, and that one, they're going to be dipping in their ranch, pretend ranch, their yogurt. The next little guy right here is our healthy turkey jerky. I found this at the grocery store. And our string cheese. So that's a good combination. The next one is organic cherry tomatoes. I get the organic ones because they seem to be a little bit sweeter, and so kids will tend to like those. It's another dipping vegetable, and it just really helps to have those dips again too. If they're not their favorite foods, but they'll experiment You might not, maybe the first time they won't like it, but the more and more you provide them these snacks and vegetables, things that they might not be used to, they'll get the hang of it and start enjoying it. And the most important thing is to keep giving it to your children, and they will definitely enjoy it. And if that's what you have in the house, that's what they're going to get, and they see you eating it as well. You, as a parent, you are going to set the role model. They are going to follow what mom does. So definitely set up your house to have those healthy snacks for your kids so they can learn at an early age right now how to eat healthy, how to fuel their body, and have that energy for their brain to get through their schoolwork and to do some sports. Any questions? I'll stop for a minute to see if you guys have any questions for me. Say hi if you're on there. I see a few of you. So there are a ton of different snacks you can provide. Also, one that we do a lot and we still do are the smoothies and smoothie bowls, especially when you're trying to do something really quick. Kids can do it with you, blend it up in the blender, milk, some frozen fruit, any kind of fruit. You can throw in vegetables there as well. It's an easy way for kids to get some spinach, frozen cauliflower. They won't even taste it. So they can throw in their things and blend it up. Kids love to be involved in their food making. The more involved they are, the more likely they are to enjoy and eat their food. Another one that I wanted to mention was with our dips. There's lots of dips that you can make with the Greek yogurt. I use the everything but the bagel, but you can use like a taco spice mixture with just cumin. You can do a sweet dip with cinnamon and vanilla extract. That's a great one. And if you want a little bit sweeter, because Greek yogurt is a little tart, you can put a teaspoon of honey, and that's for anyone over the age of 1. And that they'll use that for dipping fruits. And then there's the tzatziki yogurt sauce a lot of kids like. That is with red onion and dill and onion. Oh yeah, onion, dill, said onion twice there. And the yogurt, and then they would dip like cucumbers, radishes, if they're adventurous, cut up bell peppers, zucchinis. Another one that we do a lot is roasted kale. So that's a great way to get into greens. Kids love that crunch. So you can see I didn't have any chips here. I do have a lot of crunch from the vegetables and, you know, the popcorn and the grapes, but they do like more of a chip thing. You can do roasted kale in the oven and it comes out amazing. They'll like that. Some other ones are, like I said, any of the raw nuts. You can do homemade cookies with oatmeal. You can make oatmeal balls as well. There's a lot of easy recipes, and you can make a big batch, and you would make enough for a couple weeks, and you would always have those. And then anything with the word pizza, I forgot this. So anything with the word pizza, the kids will just light up. So you can use a lot of things for the base of your pizza, and you can make pizza sweet or salty. So for the salty ones, for example, a pita bread, whole wheat pita bread. We did this a lot as kids growing up too. Pita bread with your marinara sauce and any vegetables they like, and then topped with cheese. You could do crackers. You could do a rice cake as the base. You could do a tortilla as the base. With tortilla, kids like cream cheese and vegetables cut up really thin and really chopped up. The more chopped they are, they tend to eat that. And then, so it's the vegetables, the cream cheese. Sometimes if you have a protein like a meat, you can throw that in there and then roll it up and chop it up, and they'll have little sandwiches. So for pizzas, that's the salty, there's so many variations. You can throw so many things on there. A bean dip could be your base, a hummus could be your base. I mean, it's endless. So we just need to get creative in the kitchen and throw in all those healthy foods, high in fiber, and just show our kids these for their snacks. Another one is with ricotta cheese or cottage cheese. So you can also use those on your pizzas. And then for the sweet, we take, when it's more in season though, watermelon, and then we'll put a little cream cheese and a little bit more fruit on top and have a watermelon pizza. So that's more summertime. But you get the idea. There's so many options out there, right? Oh, we do a lot of, one more, with the veggies. Sometimes kids don't like the raw carrots, but they'll do cooked because they're a little softer. So you can chop them up like coin size, or even your sweet potatoes, coin size, and then roast those in the oven, and they come out amazing, and they'll think they're chips. And again, they can dip those as well, or just eat them with a little salt on them. Anyone have any questions? I'd love to hear what you guys are eating at home. If anyone wants to pop on here and tell me what they're eating at home. Just gonna check my notes, make sure I didn't forget anything for you. Question about granola. That's a great one. So granola is typically a high sugar cereal. So if you make your own, that's great. And it's super easy to make at home with oats and nuts, and you just put it in the oven with a little coconut oil and cinnamon and raisins and dried fruit. But most store granola is pretty high in sugar. Definitely look out for a brand that's about 5 grams or less for sugar, and throw it in here, and they can mix and match with fruits and whatever else you're serving. But you definitely just look for a lower content, lower sugar content in your granola. So the less sugar, the better. So instead of what the typical snacks that kids love, you know, the chips, the cookies, the ice cream, let's do our part as parents and show them what they need to be healthy and to grow, to give them the power to grow. That's super important. So that's just a wrap up today on healthy snacks for our kids. It applies to kids and adults as well, everybody. We all need that healthy fiber to feed our healthy gut microbiome, and we have so many variations. So I hope I showed you guys some variations today, so you can have some at home during this time, and whatever you can get frozen or fresh or canned definitely will do the trick. And so if there's no other questions, we are going to jump off. I am going to be also doing a live on Friday. I do want to let you know it's a cooking demo. So please join me on Friday and back tomorrow with Rebecca to do an exercise class. And thank you as always for joining in. We're happy to do these videos for you guys. Stay tuned. Have a great day.